Live. Anong topic niya? Si Bato din! Uy, tatlong topic niya. Hala, 10:15, 10:45, 11:20. Kaya pala, Addictus, kaya pala, inabot sabi ko, madaling araw na, naka-live pa rin si Attorney Claire. Kaya pala nasa India. So, medyo delayed yung oras niya. So, kung sa atin, 10:20 na ngayon, siguro mga 9 o'clock pa lang dun sa kwan, no? Sa India, di ba? Ang unang topic niya, Senator Trillanes, dismayado ba o binulgar ang tungkol kay Mayor Lenny Rodrigo? Ito yung topic niya ngayon, guys. Mag-umpisa na ngayon na. Ngayon na, marami na naka-waiting. Mukhang exciting to ah. Next topic niya is, ito, pakita ko sa inyo. Pakita ko ah. Line up. Grabe sa Attorney Claire ah. Abutin ng madaling araw to. Ito yung mga line up ng topic. Oh. Mauna muna, 10:15, 11:45, tapos 11:25. Abutin talaga ng madaling araw to. Kasi kahapon, gumagawa pa ako ng mga grades. Naka-live pa, pinapakinggan ko siya to. Anong oras na? Alas 12 na. Nagka-live pa rin sa Attorney. First time ko itong na umabot si Attorney Claire ng ganito katagal. But anyway, so, ayan. So, susubaybayan natin to kay Trillanes. Pero bago yan, puntahan muna natin si Attorney Recto. Attorney Recto tayo. Attorney Recto muna tayo bago kay Attorney Claire. Mag-last topic tayo kay Attorney Claire. Hindi naka-sign in tong kon ko ah. Hindi naka-sign in yung aking kon. Sign in. Kailangan mag-sign in. Ano ba yung topic dito ni Attorney Recto na nakita ko kanina? Gabi-gabi talakayan. Bukas na, okay, bukas. Hiling ng Kamara sa Senado, wag munang desisyonan ang impeachment. 8 minutes. House versus Korte Suprema, iginiit na exclusive power ng Kamara. Tapos yung isa, pinutol ba dito, no? Sa maiksing pagtalakay ito yung sinabi ni Kwan. Dito tayo guys, bilisan natin to. Punto diretso. Yung statement ni House Speaker Romualdez Mabsat. Okay, Attorney Enzo Recto. Pasok. Bilisan natin to para may habol natin kay Attorney Claire. Alright. Sige, pasok. Attorney Enzo Recto.
Wala nang maraming paligoy-ligoy pa. Diretso sa punto na. Maiksi lang ang komento.
Nakalagay sa Constitution, ang House of Representatives ang may exclusive power to initiate. So sabi niya, ang pag-i-initiate o pagsusulong ng impeachment, kung sino man ang dapat i-impeach na official, yan ay exclusive na power ng House of Representatives. Hindi yan sinishare kanino man at hindi rin yan subject sa approval nino man. Di ba? Mabigat yung ganong statement eh. Di ba? Mabigat yun, mga kabunyog. Ang House of Representatives ang may exclusive o tanging power para magsulong ng impeachment. Wala nang iba. Hindi sinishare yung power na yan at hindi yan subject ng approval nino man. Good, mabigat. Di ba? Ang bigat ito, ano? O, ito.
Let us be clear. The Constitution says the House of Representatives shall have the exclusive power to initiate all cases of impeachment. That power is not shared, not subject to pre-approval, and not conditional. Yet, in GR number 278353, the Supreme Court ruled otherwise, based on a misreading of facts and a retroactive imposition of the new rules. On February 5, 2025,
yan mga kabunyog ha. Sinabi niya, nakalagay sa Constitution, ang may exclusive power to initiate impeachment proceedings ay ang House of Representatives. Hindi sinishare yung power na yan at hindi yan subject sa approval ni numan. Exclusive yung power na yan. Yet, ito na. Yet, pero noong July 25, sa desisyon ng Korte Suprema, binaliwala itong power daw na ito ng House. Dineclare ng House ng Korte Suprema na unconstitutional yung ginawa ng House. Ang dahilan, dalawa ang sinite na reasons ng House ay ng Korte Suprema. One, dahil daw na-violate ang one-year bar rule. At pangalawa, hindi nabigyan ng due process si Sara Duterte. O yan, sasagutin niya yung dalawang ras na yan.
Yet, in GR number 278353, the Supreme Court ruled otherwise, based on a misreading of facts and a retroactive imposition of the new rules.
Dito sa statement na ito, malinaw na ngayon kung ano ang laman ng motion for reconsideration ng House. yung pagsabi ng Korte Suprema na na-violate daw yung 1-year bar rule is based on misreading of facts.
Mhm.
Yun ang argument ng House. Yung decision ni Leonin ay based on misreading of facts.
Misreading.
Pangalawa,
Aray ko po.
ang desisyon ng Korte Suprema ay dahil sa retroactive na application ng rules ng impeachment. So, kumbaga, ito na yung pinaka-argumento ng House sa motion for reconsideration na yung facts na pinagbatayan ng desisyon ng Korte Suprema ay na-misread nila yung facts. Mali yung alam nila sa facts. Pangalawa, retroactive na in-apply ang rules na hindi dapat. O ito na.
On February 5, 2025, the House transmitted the fourth impeachment complaint, filed and signed by 215 members to the Senate. Only after this transmittal did we archive the earlier three complaints. The sequence matters. It proves there was only one valid initiation, not four. Even the court's own precedent, Francisco versus House, supports this. Only one impeachment can be initiated, and that initiation begins with a 1/3 endorsement or a referral. That is exactly what the House did.
Yun yung unang argument sa motion for reconsideration. Na ang sabi kasi ni Leonin sa desisyon niya, alam naman natin, ang sabi ni Leonin na violate yung 1-year bar rule. Bakit? Kasi may 4 na impeachment complaints na final sa House. Ang first, second, and third impeachment complaints daw ay inarchive, dinismiss. Pagka-dismiss ng 3 impeachment complaints, not file na naman ng 4th impeachment complaint, which is violated na yung 1-year bar rule. Kasi nag-file ka ng unang 3 impeachment complaints, dinismiss mo yon, at pagka-dismiss mo yon, nag-entertain ka pa ng another impeachment complaint, which is the 4th impeachment complaint. Violation yan ng 1-year bar rule kasi hindi pwedeng mayroon kang 3 impeachment complaints, dinismiss mo ito, tapos nag-entertain ka naman ng bago. Yun ang facts na pinagbasean ni Leonin ng desisyon niya. Ang sabi ni Romualdez sa kanyang speech, at yun din sigurado ang nakalagay doon sa motion for reconsideration, mali ayun. Ang nangyari, February 5, nang final yung 4th impeachment complaint, ito yung inadapt ng House. Pagka-adapt ng 4th impeachment complaint, inarchive na yung 3 impeachment complaints. So mali yung sinasabi na inarchive na muna yung 3, saka nag-entertain ng 4th impeachment complaint. Yung
Tama.
sequence na yan ng events matters. Why? Yun yung ginamit na rason ni Leonin. Ang sabi niya,
So in short guys, ito lang, klinaklaro ng kamera. Yung 4 na impeachment na final dan sa House, mga basat, yung 4, ang pinagdesisyon nila yung ika-4 na impeachment ang kanilang i-refer. Pagka-refer nila, sa kanila sinunod yung 1, 2, 3 na in-archive. So meaning mas naunang ni-refer yung ika-4, hindi ni-refer yung 1, 2, 3, kundi yung pang-4. Then, pagkatapos nun, ang next move na ginawa nila, in-archive. So meaning, walang nilabag na 1-year rule. Tayo kayo. Sasagutin yan. Dapat, no? Tingnan natin kung anong magiging sagot ni Sara, ni Torion dyan. Oh? Nako po. O, sige tuloy.
inarchive yung 3 impeachment complaints, pagka-archive nun, nag-entertain pa ng 4th impeachment complaint. Na-violate ngayon ng 1-year bar rule. Sabi ng House, hindi ganyan ang nangyari.
Hindi ganyan. Baliktad.
I-final na muna yung 4th impeachment complaint,
Oh.
transmit na nga sa Senado, saka in-archive yung 3 impeachment complaints. So walang violation ng 1-year bar rule.
Tama.
Yan mga kabunyog, ang unang argumento.
Naharangan tayo. Sa mga bagong pasok dyan, huwag kalimutan mag-like and subscribe. Okay? Tuloy. Oh, nyari. Nawala yung sound.
The fourth impeachment complaint, filed and signed by 215 members to the Senate. Only after this transmittal did we archive the earlier 3 complaints. The sequence matters. It proves there was only one valid initiation, not 4. Even the court's own precedent, Francisco versus House, supports this. Only one impeachment can be initiated, and that initiation begins with a 1/3 endorsement or a referral. That is exactly what the House did.
Mamaya.
So malinaw ha,
Mamaya.
on February 5, may final na 4th impeachment complaints. Only after na ma-transmit yung 4th impeachment complaint sa Senate, did they archive the 3 impeachment complaints. Baliktad doon sa sinabi ni Leonin sa desisyon niya. Ang sabi ni Leonin, nauna nang in-archive muna yung 3, pagka-archive, saka nag-entertain ng another impeachment complaint. Kaya na-violate ang 1-year bar rule. Hindi ganun yon.
Sequence matters. it proves there was only one valid initiation, not four. Even the court's own precedent, Francisco versus House, supports this. Only one impeachment can be initiated, and that initiation begins with a one-third endorsement or a referral. That is exactly what the House did.
Ito na ha. Pangalawang argumento, hindi daw binigyan ng due process si Sara Duterte. Bakit? Hindi siya pinadalhan ng notice, hindi siya pinadalhan ng yung complaint sa kanya, at hindi siya binigyan ng pagkakataong sumagot. Ito yung ang sagot niya ng House.
That is exactly what the House did. The court also said the Vice President was denied due process because she was not furnished a copy or given a chance to respond. But nowhere in the Constitution is that required before transmittal. In fact, in all past impeachments, the trial and the right to be heard take place in the Senate.
Tama.
To invent new rules now and apply them retroactively is not just unfair, it is constitutionally suspect.
Exactly.
Let me say this with candor.
O yun na, malinaw mga kapunyog ha. Tungkol doon sa sinabi na hindi daw binigyan ng due process si Sara kasi hindi binigyan ng House ng pagkakataong sumagot. Ang sabi ni Romualdez, at ito na rin sigurado yung nakalagay doon sa motion for reconsideration, hindi naman nasa konstitusyon na bibigyan mo ng due process ang ini-impeach na official sa House. Ang due process ay nandun sa Senate, sa trial. Doon mo siya bibigyan ng pagkakataon na sumagot sa mga akusasyon sa kanya. Lahat ng past na impeachment, ganun. Yung kay Corona, yung kay Erap, ganun ang rules. Ngayon, iba na ang sinabi ng Korte Suprema. Dapat daw muna binigyan ng pagkakataon na sumagot. Ang sabi ni Romualdez, unfair yan. Bakit ngayon mo lang yan i-adapt dito sa impeachment ni Sara? That is constitutionally suspect. Diba? Mabigat. Mabigat.
Francisco versus House supports this. Only one impeachment can be initiated, and that initiation begins with a one-third endorsement or a referral. That is exactly what the House did. The court also said the Vice President was denied due process because she was not furnished a copy or given a chance to respond. But nowhere in the Constitution is that required before transmittal. In fact, in all past impeachments, the trial and the right to be heard take place in the Senate. To invent new rules now and apply them retroactively is not just unfair, it is constitutionally suspect. Let me say this with candor.
Kabunyog, to invent the new rules now is not only unfair but constitutionally suspect. Mabigat nga naman. Bakit mo naman sinasabi yan ngayon na dapat ganito ang ginawa, dapat binigyan ng due process si Sara? Eh sa mga nakaraang impeachments, wala namang ganun. Ang trial, ang due process, binibigay doon na sa ang due process, ang karapatan niya na bigyan siya ng pagkakataon sa Senate na nangyayari. Bakit ngayon biglang inadapt yung ganung rule? At kung inadapt ko yung ganung rule, unfair yan at constitutionally suspect. Mabigat, di ba? Ito na.
It's not just unfair, it is constitutionally suspect. Let me say this with candor. A government of laws cannot allow any branch to become the judge of its own accountability. The Supreme Court is a co-equal branch of government. Its wisdom is deep, its authority is real. But its members, like the President and the Vice President, are also impeachable officers. When the court lays down rules for how it or others like it may be impeached, it puts itself in the dangerous position of writing conditions that may shield itself from future accountability. That is not how checks and balances work. We filed this motion for reconsideration not to provoke, but to protect. Not to assert supremacy, but to restore balances. Because if impeachments can be blocked by misunderstood facts or lie them retroactively is not just unfair, it is constitutionally suspect. Let me say this with candor. A government of laws cannot allow any branch to become the judge of its own accountability. The Supreme Court is a co-equal branch of government.
Aray.
Its wisdom is deep, its authority is real. But its members, like the President and the Vice President, are also impeachable officers. When the court lays down rules for how it or others like it may be impeached, it puts itself in the dangerous position of writing conditions that may shield itself from future accountability.
Exactly.
That is not how checks and balances work. We filed this motion for reconsideration not to provoke, but to protect. Not to assert supremacy, but to restore balances. Because if impeachments can be blocked by misunderstanding.
Ayan may isa pang sinight na rason si Martin Romualdez. Ang sabi niya, ang Vice President, gayon din yung mga justices ng Korte Suprema, at ang president ay mga impeachable officials. Bakit binago ng mga justices ng Korte Suprema yung rules ng impeachment? Samantalang sila mismo ay impeachable officials. O yan, mabigat na punto yun. Ano? Ang pwede lang magbago ng rules ng impeachment ay ang House. Kasi ang House saka ang Senate, hindi yan impeachable officials.
Boom!
I have had it with trying to organize all my tasks, due dates, and documents across a million different apps.
Kaya nga ang impeachment ibinigay sa Congress kasi hindi sila impeachable officials. So sila rin ang pwedeng gumawa ng rules. Ang ginawa ng Korte Suprema dito, sa desisyon ni Leonin, may 7 na rules na linagay. Ito yung 7 na rules para magkaroon ng due process. Linagay doon. Sabi ni Martin Romualdez, hindi pwede yun. Bakit ang Korte Suprema ay gagawa ng rules sa desisyon nito? Samantalang sila mismo ay impeachable officials. Ano yun parang pwede mo ngayon na i-shield o salagan ang impeachment sa'yo sa hinaharap. Unfair, hindi tama yun sa check and balance. Oh. Di ba? Tama naman yung argumento Ang Supreme Court ay impeachable officials ang mga justices, katulad ng presidente at vice presidente. So hindi pwedeng mag-adapt ng rules ang Korte Suprema sa desisyon nito tungkol sa impeachment. Kasi sila mismo impeachable officials. Bakit mo naman babaguhin ang rules? Kayo mismo impeachable officials. Ang pwede lang magbago ng rules ang House of Representatives. Unfair yun. Hindi na yung check and balance. Paano ka magkakaroon ng check and balance kung yung Korte Suprema na impeachable officials binago ang rules? Di pwede kayong mapaboran. Bakit kayo gagawa ng rules na gano'n? Yung mabigat din yun. Mabigat din yung ganung argumento. Tama yun. Tama ito.
That is not how checks and balances work. We filed this motion for reconsideration not to provoke, but to protect. Not to assert supremacy, but to restore balances. Because if impeachments can be blocked by misunderstood facts or rules made after the fact, then accountability is not upheld, it is denied. To dissent is not to defy. To demand accountability is not to destabilize. To insist on constitutional integrity is not to weaken the democracy, it is to strengthen it. We speak now not because it is easy, but because it is necessary. The House will not bow in silence.
Yun!
Mabigat yung no? The House will not be cowed in silence. Ibig sabihin, hindi matatakot ang House para manahimik. Maiksi lang yung statement ni Romualdez pero malinaw. At nakita na natin ano yung argument. Yan arguments. Yun yung nakalagay doon sa ML. Kaya yan mga kabunyog, mga kabayan. Okay. So maganda tong naging statement na to. Magandang araw sa inyo. Mabuhay po tayo.
Salamat, Attorney Enzo. O, diba?